Okay, now
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, now we're
Yeah. Okay,
So,
you got it.
welcome to Tamara Leigh's Trend On, engaging your audience to trend on you on the Link Local Network. We are here today with our guest, Salvatore Sciacca. I've got little hair flips going on here. Work on that. Salvatore Sciacca, and you are otherwise known as the
CondoBoss.
CondoBoss. How great a name is that, right? Especially for an Italian guy. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about how you came to your moniker and what that entails. And then we also want to talk a little bit about your Italian community building down in the Chicago area, known for its famous Chicagoans, Italian ethnicity and culture. And you're trying to bring that into a new, viable community. And so we want to hear about what you have going on with that. So
Sure. So I've started the company about 13 years ago. The company's called Chicago Property Services. And I've kind of over the years wanted to position myself as more of a industry trusted advisor. And I have gone to seminars and meetings and events all over the United States. So I have met with CEOs of different management companies throughout the U.S. over the years, and I've learned a lot about the ins and outs of the industry and about how most companies operate and what are the downsides and pitfalls of kind of the average way.
And one of the things you learned early on in the condo business, kind of property management, was that it was really a reactive industry, right, and a lot of negativity. And so how did you change?
Drama.
A lot of drama.
A lot of drama.
Drama can be good, but not in the case of your living environment. So what did you do to kind of change the model into a new improved version?
Well, actually, one of the best ways I would describe it and how we're different and how our model really is unique is I give the restaurant example. So Tamara,
Okay,
when you go to let's say you go to a restaurant.
and I do like them.
Okay. And what's your favorite restaurant? Anything. Like an Italian restaurant? Let's pick an Italian restaurant.
Of course, yes. You
Okay.
see, yeah, I drew a blank, but who doesn't love Italian food?
Right. So what's your favorite Italian restaurant?
Well, there's Buca's here. There's,
Buca's. Okay,
yeah.
so when you go to Buca's, does one person greet you, seat you, take your order, cook the meal, serve you, bust the table, and take your payment for the check?
That would be known as my home, my kitchen. Yes, I do all those things at Mi Casa.
But no, right?
But no, when I go out, I expect a team.
A team,
Yeah.
right.
Is that the right word?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how Chicago Property Services runs the condo management business. We realize that one person doing everything, it really makes no sense.
Right.
And quite frankly, that's how our competitors run their businesses. It would
Really?
be as if you went to Buca
Yes.
and one person did all that.
Instead of
Instead of
delegating
the
and
team.
having the expertise
Instead
in
of
each
cooks in the
specialty area.
kitchen and the maitre d' and the waiter and the busboy. Now, imagine that there was just one person. What do you think would
They'd
be the
running
difference in your
ragged. You'd like,
experience?
you're trying to do too many things and not doing any well, I would imagine.
So maybe your water glass wouldn't be filled anymore. The food would be served cold. It would be, maybe the wrong order would be
Right.
given you. And that's exactly what happens in condo management. Because basically they're trying to operate a
So you
restaurant
take that,
with one
then how do you
employee.
do it so that's differently? Do you have a team in place?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Exactly. So we have a team of experts. For example, we have the project manager expert. We have, the building maintenance expert. We have the relationship, kind of the person, the maitre d'. So we really took that model and we really ran with it. And our clients just love it. I mean, we started out with an average turnaround of about a year and a half, which is the industry average. Most associations stay with a management company about a year and a half. Not a very long time. but that's the average.
Right, and it just seems like turnover,
Right.
and that's the expected model.
Right.
You're going to always be changing instead
Exactly.
of building relationship, which is really what you're about, is building
Right.
community, connecting with your neighbors, literally,
Yeah.
and creating that positive, passionate environment where you live, where you really live. I remember being in Germany and my host family, wonderful woman, businesswoman, smart, one of my really that I look up to people, individuals that I value them as a person and learn so much from them. And she said the German thing is like, you take good care of yourself because that's where you live. It's the person you are that lives in the housing. And when you create community like that, you look at the condo as your building, but it's really the community that lives within that space. And that's what you want to create. So
Absolutely.
So in doing that, you also want to do that with your Italian community. So share with us what you have going on with that, with the Italian community
Sure.
in Chicago.
Right. Well, so my family is from Italy, and I've always had a passion for my heritage, and I really enjoy
Who doesn't love Italian?
connecting,
Really?
with other Italian people and people that like the Italian culture. So I've started an Italian networking organization called Chicagoland Italian American Professionals, and the intent is to bring people together that otherwise, we're not as closely united. That's
Okay.
really what the main...
And so what's the format? What's your schedule, or how do people find out about it?
Right, so we're on LinkedIn and we're on Facebook. Again, just search Chicagoland Italian American Professionals. We have a group actually on Facebook and a page.
Oh, okay.
And there is a LinkedIn group. We meet
I did not know that. I'm going to join that.
Yeah, so we meet monthly at a different Chicago area Italian restaurant, usually the fourth Wednesday or Thursday of the month from 6 to 9 p.m. And there's 1 hour of networking where everybody that comes to the event literally has a chance to meet everyone, and they have 5-minute chance to kind of like do their little self-promotion, elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch, yeah.
And then we sit down and break bread and enjoy the finest Italian foods at local Italian restaurants.
See, that's what I love in Italy too, and it's like eating isn't just a function, it's an experience.
Right.
And that you tend to bring that passion into everything that you do. And so you shared with me a word that is that essence of taking life and making the most of it.
Disfruttare. Disfruttare. Right.
Say that.
Disfruttare.
All right, that's going to be my new word.
Right. Kind of like to remove, I said, to kind of remove the fruit from life. To really like to
The
extract
sweetness. Well, that's
the
the other
essence,
one.
the beauty
La
of
dolce
it.
vita.
Well, La dolce vita, exactly.
Yeah, the sweet life, so.
And we all can live la dolce vita, Tamara. Even if you're not Italian,
Well, I'm going to adopt one. Actually, people ask me if I'm Italian, and I'm not. But I just loved, especially visiting Italy. It was phenomenal. And there's just such an energy about, and a sense of belonging. It's almost like, oh, I'm Italian. And you feel like, oh, you're kind of jealous that you have that community, that ethnicity, that heritage. Because I'm just like, I don't know, American mutt. Actually, my heritage is the European mix.
Okay.
But no Italian, I don't think.
But that's okay.
But I'll be adopted.
Fair enough.
And come to your get-togethers down in Chicago, and it's typically on the
Wednesday or Thursday,
Okay.
fourth Wednesday or fourth Thursday of the month.
Okay.
6 to 9, and it's really a very reasonable cost. $25 if you prepay, $30 if you pay at the door, and it includes the networking as well as the dinner, sit-down, fixed-price dinner, usually like a salad, then pizzas, and then dessert, and a glass of wine.
Good food, good company, and
Right.
good business.
Good
really,
business,
of
networking.
Yeah.
I mean, people actually have already conducted business through these new
So you've seen
relationships.
success in that. So,
Absolutely.
well, great. Well,
and we're going to bring in guest
oh,
speakers.
that's right. For your next
For
month.
July, we're
Okay.
going to bring in a speaker, Candy Scott. She's going to bring to people awareness on how to live that la dolce vita.
Okay.
How do you really live
And that
the
comes
life
out of your own spiritual
dreams?
journey that you
Absolutely.
had. That you went to Nepal.
Arizona and Nepal. Yeah,
Okay.
2 separate spiritual pilgrimages. And, you know, what I realized is, you know, anything really is possible.
And how
You know,
transformative was that for you?
spectacularly transformative. You know, the one, Arizona was just as powerful as the one in Nepal. You know, my takeaway from, because we went to the Grand Canyon, and I mean, this is actually what I truly thought, you know, when I was literally dangling my feet over the canyon edge.
Wow.
I said, I want to leave a legacy as vast as the Grand Canyon.
Oh, there you go. And you know, that's true. In America, we're spoiled. We think we have to go across the world to have a spiritual awakening or experience or epiphany. And really, we have so much right here in the U.S. to take advantage of that can provide that.
It's just when you're ready for
inspiration.
it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
You have to be that person.
But that's what I wanted. I mean, I really, truly wanted to live a more enjoyable life, you know, a more fulfilling life.
Yeah.
And that's because based on my background, believe it or not, I didn't know how to connect with people. I know it seems hard to believe,
Yeah.
but that's
You're
just
such an
the way I
natural.
came from. You know, that's the place where I
Yeah.
came from, Tamara. You know, but it really propelled me to really want to learn how to connect with people.
Well, and I
And
think
now I
that's
wanna-
the starting place,
yeah.
that desire and the
Right.
epiphany that you have.
Exactly. So I wanted to learn how to, first of all, connect with myself, and then connect with others, and then bring, you know, people together, specifically like the Italian community.
Well, great. Well, I thank you for sharing that. Have you been to Italy?
Many times.
Okay.
Many times.
I had it. If you said no, I'd be like,
I'd be surprised, I hope.
Yeah.
I still have lots of family in Sicily.
Do you?
And I've been to Lago de Como, because you said you went there.
Yeah, I went to Lake Como. I wanted to take up residency, but, you know, that little visa thing got in the way.
Sure.
Maybe I'll marry
traveled,
an Italian. I don't know. Good work.
That would be a good way to...
Or just go visit. It's lovely if you haven't been to Italy. It's one of those bucket list places for a good reason.
Absolutely.
So,
but just be warned that if you do go, you
you'll
probably won't
go
want to
back.
leave,
Right.
and you'll definitely
Yeah.
want to go back.
Yeah.
So
That's how I felt about it. Just spectacular. Well, for the little Italy that we can embrace here, your contact information is?
sure. Well, you could call me at my office number 312-455-0107, extension 102, or you could find me on LinkedIn through my page, you know, my profile, Salvatore Sciacca, SCIACCA, or you could just do a CondoBoss.
Google you.
Google
you.
CondoBoss Chicago, or Salvatore
Yeah.
Sciacca Google, and then I'll
Sciacca,
come up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm on Twitter,
Okay.
Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn.
You are all over the place.
All over
You're
the place.
ubiquitous with the
yeah.
CondoBoss and your Italian energy. So
I wanna
that is
share
a
the
great
love,
thing.
Tamara.
Of course, it's all
Yeah.
about that. What's
Right.
the
Exactly.
the fruit? Say that one more time.
Disfruttare.
I love how you say that.
Disfruttare
Get that roll.
la
in.
vita.
So I love it.
E
Yeah.
creare la vita dolce. La
sì.
dolce vita.
I'm gone. Just speak Italian to me, I'm gone. Well, I want to thank you for joining us on our little segment of Tamara Leigh's Trend On with Salvatore Sciacca and the CondoBoss of Chicago. And all of this other information, you can also go to TamaraLeighLLC.com. Tamara Leigh LLC is a communications expertise company meeting the needs of clients on multiple communication platforms, all of the above, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of that good stuff, and writing, blogging, editing. And then we are also part of the Link Local Network, and you can find more information on the linklocalnetwork.com, and follow us on Twitter at Tamara Leigh LLC, at linklocalnet. And I want to thank you for joining us and being our guest.
Thank you. Thank you very
Do we kiss
much.
like the Italian thing? Okay,
Very good.
very
Ciao.
Italian. We're going to go have
Ciao.
lunch. Ciao.
Ooh, that